24 hours, JB, if you are running the Padres front office, what is your plan?
Well, the plan is the same as it was in the offseason when I gave the most ridiculous contract we've ever seen to Xander Bogaerts. I mean, we told you guys we're all in. That's why we gave Machado the stupid extension, and we're going to pay these guys till they're 40, and these contracts are going to be so bad at the back end that it's going to be miserable. But we did all that to try to bring a world championship to the Padres over the next several years. So I'm not going to change that. Now, here's my personal opinion. I said in March the Padres would make the playoffs. And I said in April, May, June, and I'm saying it today before the trade deadline. This is a playoff team. I'm sorry they're 2 games under 500. It happens in baseball. The Phillies fired their manager last June and ended up in the World Series. In 2019, everyone thought the Nationals were out of it, and they won the World Series. Look, they're 2 games under. This is what I do know. I do know their run differential is the 3rd best in the National League, behind only the Braves and the Dodgers. What I do know is their expected win-loss record is the 3rd best in the National League, behind the Braves and the Dodgers. What I do know is my eyeballs tell me they're the 3rd best team in the National League, and my eyeballs agree with the metrics and the underlying analytics. Okay, so that being said, I believe in this team. I have the whole time. I'm sorry they haven't played together. I'm sorry they haven't won. I don't get it. I'm frustrated. But if you think I'm going to trade Blake Snell or Josh Hader when I'm 5 games out with the money I've invested and the route I've gone down, you're friggin' crazy. They're going absolutely nowhere. I'm trying to win. When I traded for Juan Soto a year ago, what did I say? I'm trading for him because it gives me 3 postseasons to try to win a world championship. Well, this is number 2. Next year's number 3. I am going for it. You know what happens if I trade Hader or Snell? The season's over. Last year when the Brewers traded Hader to the Padres, their season ended. They gave the Phillies a pathway to get in the playoffs, and they got all the way to the World Series. Thank you, Milwaukee, for trading Hader. All of Philadelphia should be thanking the Brewers. What do you think is going to happen in that Padre clubhouse with all the money you've spent and all the investing you've done? And then you're going to turn around in the middle of a race when we just swept the Texas Rangers, who you all are calling the best team in the American League, and we just swept them, and we're only 2 games under 500. We're only 5 games out, and we're not even in August, and you all are still panicking? Are you guys friggin' crazy? No. What am I doing? I'm going to add a bullpen piece because I need help in the 7th or 8th inning. I'm getting Scott Barlow from Kansas City, and then I'm also going to get a bat for the bottom third of my lineup that's going to be able to create traffic. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add. I'm not going to subtract. I'm all in. Do you know I just broke the record for consecutive games sold out at Petco? Like, it's been ridiculous. The fans are behind me. I've made terrible business decisions, but I've made solid baseball decisions that so far haven't paid off. But if you all have patience, we'll be covering them in October.
You said a bottom third of the lineup bat that makes traffic. Is that what you think the Padres' issue is? They don't create enough traffic? Or you had actually said something in your little rant there about, I don't know why the clubhouse hasn't come together. I'm not sure exactly what your words are. Do you think there's something in either of those things?
So, look, I think when I look at their lineup, it was too dependent on 4 superstar bats that never really have come together yet. They've never yet, but I think they will. But the bottom third of the lineup went through a long period where they just didn't produce at all. Nelson Cruz, disaster. Matty Carpenter, disaster. They just didn't get any production down there. I need more contact. I need the bottom of the order. I don't need a 220, 212 batting average and not getting on base. I need traffic at the bottom. That's what I need at the bottom of the order. I lost a lot of games in the 7th inning. A lot of games in the 7th inning. I missed Suarez. That had a lot to do with it. But I was a reliever short. So I was a reliever short and a bottom of the order short, and that affected a lot of wins. And by the way, it doesn't take a lot of wins. You know, if you lose 4 or 5 games on those 2 spots, all of a sudden you've got a winning record and you're 2 games out, and we're having a different conversation, by the way. Now, in terms of the clubhouse, I've only been in there twice. I didn't see a problem, but I wouldn't really know. I've talked to a lot of players and coaches that are in that room. They tell me there's not a problem in there. I tend to trust the people that tell me that. But winning solves absolutely everything. So if I'm sitting in the front office, I'm just going to keep adding. If my owner will let me, and he doesn't mind spending bad money after good money, I don't have a problem with it.
Hey, Jim, You said the Padres have made bad business decisions, but good trade decisions or player decisions.
Yeah, sure.
I disagree. They're making money hand over fist there. I know because they've rejuvenated downtown San Diego. I remember when they built Petco, there was nothing there. Now you look around, there's businesses, there's high rises. I don't know if it's the same extent as St. Louis did with their ballpark village. I don't know what the cut the Padres get is as much as like the Padres the Cardinals and the Braves with their battery and the whole deal. But they rejuvenated San Diego. They're the only team in town. I agree with you on one thing, though. Go for it. You're already all in. AJ Preller, you're always all in. Make the trade. Whatever the trade has to be, listen, you're winning with who you got now. So go for it. And if that means...
I agree. The one thing I'd ask you to do, though, just to clarify my opinion of the bad business decisions, I want you to invite me back on in 2030 so I can tell you what I'm talking about. Because what I'm talking about is
I get it. I get it.
to 40 on Machado and on Bogarts and how that's going to end. That's what I'm talking about because they don't end well. It didn't end up well with Pujols or Cabrera or Cano or even Joey Votto for that matter. They don't end up well. When you're paying $30 million a year for a guy that can't play when he's 38, 39, or 40, those are bad business decisions.